Okay, looks like we are live and unlisted. This is a video for my lovely Patreons, for all you lovely ladies who have been supporting me. I know some of you have been around for a long time, and I appreciate your support. It helps out every month. It does give you the right to request paper packs as they come out. Um, we don't do any payment ahead of time now. All the levels are set. There's the monthly Happy Mail level at $13. We're going to add on a new one coming up, which I will have a separate video for. It's going to be called the Boo Crew. It's going to be some exclusive creepy content and the chance to pre-order or reserve a Boo Crew quarterly box. Our first Boo Crew quarterly box coming out January the 18th. And I will have a video out later today, possibly posting tomorrow, just so I don't overload you guys too much today on the very first day of the year. Happy 2023, y'all. I sat down to do my scraps of joy today, and I had already started work, and I've glued some things down here, and I decoupaged a napkin in the background. Now, anytime I am going to decoupage something, I am going to do that ahead of time because it takes a little while to dry, and you can't work on wet napkins or whatever, decoupage paper. But, and I'm not going to do, I'm a little bit behind, so I'm not going to show this, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is book number 6, and we're almost done with it. This is for yesterday, New Year's Eve, and today, New Year's Day. But look at that. There are only 98 pages in here. I'm not counting the front and the back cover as a page, but this is the front cover for this one. Coming up probably around the 5th, I'll show all the journals and we'll do like a really quick, hey, look, flippy thing. I don't want to show like each and every page individually. I'll give you an idea of what I've been doing. I am, as of today, this is day 260 in my progress. So I've been doing Scraps of Joy for 260 days. Not quite a year, but I'm coming along. I couldn't find the journal for a little while, so that's why I'm a little bit behind. But as soon as I am caught up on the few pages I need to get caught up on, we will. I'm just looking at fun food and things. So for those of you that don't know, Scraps of Joy is just, so I had really gotten out of the practice of any kind of daily arting. So I started the Scraps of Joy project, and I don't remember the exact date that I started it. And I'll have that information for you on the 5th. You know me, I'm never all the way put together. So I started it as a way to bring some crafting back into my daily life, which has been awesome. But I wanted to not make it tedious. I didn't want to set myself a goal that was impossible to achieve. So I said, you know what? We'll just do project. I'll use scraps. I'll use the leftovers. I'll use only things that make me happy. I won't give myself prompts. I won't force myself to do something that I absolutely hate. This for me is all about having fun with your art practice, however it is. If you're interested in starting a Scraps of Joy journal after watching some of these videos, you are more than welcome. You can use anything. You can buy little spiral bound books. You can they have this half-size composition books. There are little mini composition books, although those are glued, not sewn in. So you want to make sure you have something that's going to hold up to being glued in. Obviously, I started with a teeny tiny one. This is probably the largest one, I would guess, or close to it. It's definitely the one with the most pages because it has almost 100 sides between the front and back cover. This one I made on a rosemary stream out of file folders. I had an awesome time making it. I am definitely going to be making another one, but it takes about 25 file folders. So I got to dye some stuff and work up to it. But I couldn't be happier with it. I will show it more in depth on the 5th video of the video I put out on the 5th. So let's get started. Oh, and I will, if you're not comfortable starting on your own, I will be offering a starter pack where it would be a starter journal. And I'll talk about this more on the 5th for the what size journal it would be and all of that. It's meant to be small. This is one of the bigger ones I've done because I do have some bigger images. So sometimes maybe it's just a big image I like on a day or a meme. Again, on the 5th, we'll do more. But it'll be a starter pack with a little journal and a bag of scraps to start you off or to augment what you already have. And then I'll also be offering booster packs. Probably not every month. That seems excessive. But like maybe once a quarter, like the Boo Crew box. I'll put together some stuff that seems seasonally appropriate that I think would be fun. So those things will be coming along as the year goes on. For now, let's do yesterday's spread because I spaced it. So this is Happy New Year 2023. I plucked this out of the junk mail. It was a postcard from a real estate thing. They're always, contacting about selling the house. So I'm putting in this image because it's weird and I want to keep weirdness in my year. So I'm going to tuck that in like that. I want to enjoy good food and beverages. So I'm going to tuck that in there. And then I'm going to trim down the sides a little bit here so that it fits. I want to have, build on the friendships I have and make new friendships. So this is about friendship for me. And then over here, I was just going to do some fun. I love food. I do. So there's a couple of fun food things. And then I'm looking over at some collage pieces I have off to the side to see if there's anything else I wanted to add here. So I also have a huge basket of just bits and bobs and bits of paper for backgrounds. Butternut squash, probably not. I'm going with sweets over here. I should probably stick with the sweets. But let me see if there's anything off to the side here. So yeah, so you can look forward to seeing these on a daily basis. Everybody misses every now and then. We all have, life happens. But you'll be seeing this more often than not because with few exceptions, I have done really good about keeping this going. So maybe we'll fussy cut out this alarm clock. It's all about time. The new year, it's already ticking in, I'm doing this kind of in the middle of the day. Let's see, what time is it here? It's about 3 o'clock. I'm not going live tonight, even though today. Normally I would go live about this time, between 3 and 4, and do like jelly plating or working on the serial killer journals. Something big where we could spend a few hours, 3 to 4 hours working on it. So many people are having live stream marathons and hops, and I didn't want to. I'm just off camera cutting this out. The way I have it currently set up now on the ironing board is a little. It's a little. I would have to lean my head in under the camera to get this. And besides, fussy cutting is not all that exciting, right? But you do have my lovely start of the collage. This is some watercolor paper that was left over. That strips of flowers is out of a travel magazine that I harvested, I think last week or the week before. And I was taken by it. I didn't want to cut it apart and use the individual. I love the strip of it. So I just tore off an edge to give it a rougher edge there. I really am digging torn edges on a lot of things right now. But, if you want to take up the project and do something of your own, it is literally whatever brings you joy. If you love strawberry shortcake, then, bust out your strawberry shortcake collection. If you collect elephants or trains, or you're fascinated by the cycles of the moon, you can literally do this with anything that brings you joy, or all things that bring you joy. If you have multiple interests, I regularly put in some creepy stuff, and I put in some memes that I find that just make me happy. For me, this literally is about, hold on, I gotta find my little pair of scissors. I think I just had it, because I gotta cut out the bit around the bells at the top. And I need my little orange scissors for that. But my desk is always a hot mess. That's cheese balls that you hear in the background. I bought myself a bag of cheese puffs, But the balls, yes, that's right, I said balls. Oh, and I literally just saw this pair of scissors. How can you lose everything so quickly, girl? Okay. So what's our other choices? So I have a little orange pair, but I think these will do. So I need to cut out this part in the middle. That's what I'm working on right now. My little orange scissors is easier because they literally are a tiny, tiny pair of scissors. And then what I'm cutting, the wires on the that little part that connects the ringers is very thin. So when I fussy cut, I'll fussy cut out as much as I can, where I don't think the image will get damaged while it's being stored. But in this case, sometimes I will have to fussy cut things out because I'm worried that it'll get caught on other images in the basket. And so I will save that to fussy cut when it's time to be used. Now, that's not saying that I couldn't still destroy it trying to glue it down. And that does happen sometimes. And you know what? Then I just go with it. Because this is not supposed to be stressful or perfect. If I glue something on crooked, I just move on, man. Bringing me joy. I don't want to make this a tedious, boring thing. So I hope everybody had a lovely, lovely New Year's Eve. I know some of us with pets, we experience it here. The dogs and the cat do not like fireworks at all. And even though it rained here last night, there were some jackasses out there, doing fireworks. I'm in the most fussy bit of it right now. I'm sorry. Lighting off M80s. And then there was something that sounded like gunfire. I think they were just really big fireworks, but I found them terrifying, to be perfectly honest. And that made me go. We were sitting outside enjoying the rain, and that made me go in the house. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Because if it is somebody just shooting a gun up into the air, which was a possibility. There we go. So not perfect, but I like it. We're gonna ink some edges if I can find my ink. Oh my god! I just moved all that stuff around. I probably just flipped my ink all over the place. Oh, Amy. So you know what? I like to use the brown, but I think I have some black down here. Nope, that's a moon phase thing. Here we go. I got a black down here. I prefer brown. I use potting soil the most. But you know what? It's whatever you have in the moment. If I had red, I'd be using red. I'm not picky, and it's just me, as long as it doesn't, you don't hate it. I think people get overwhelmed. And so I wanted to do something. I do not let myself get stressed out that it's not perfect, because it's not about being perfect. Oh, you know what? I see it right there. We got to cut out the little donut circle, right? And that's the kind of thing is I just didn't feel like doing it in the moment when I was collaging. I couldn't find my little orange scissors or even these yellow ones. I was like, well, I'll just wait till I glue it down. I didn't know I was going to glue it down today. This is off a local Las Vegas weekly magazine. You know, they were highlighting fun foods for New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. So that was fairly easy. Got that trimmed up. Let's go ahead and ink some edges. It takes the white off, but it also makes the images pop a little bit. I tend not to use Tim Holtz inks, even though I love the color, the Distress Oxides and the other kind. Just because they're not permanent. And sometimes I'll go back over and add in things and it'll make the ink smudge. And I don't like that. I will try to remember to get in the description box the video that I got this off of, where I got this. She did it as a caboodle kit at one point, and I was not, I don't think, following her or involved in watching her channel in any way at the time. But she had a gap between caboodles at one point. This is Rosemary over at the Rusty Peacock, who does those fabulous, fabulous caboodle kits. I wish I could afford them every month, but, you know, that's not in my tiny budget. Okay. I do have the Dark Shadows one, and I'm going to do that on my channel. So we're going to do it kind of jaunty angled. And this is kind of what I'm going for. Just some light fun. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down to start because it is the lightest weight one and it's going underneath. You know, I want to, so this is to keep weird in the year. And sometimes I use glue stick and sometimes I use liquid glue. I haven't had calling my liquid glue real glue. All glue is real glue. But I try to use liquid glue quite a bit because we live in the desert and it's dry. Sometimes the stuff doesn't stay down. It dries out and it peels away. And the liquid glue does not have that tendency. So, and this is going to go under a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put that right here. I try not to get too close to where the hump is in the journal. You can see it's got a little, and as it gets thicker and thicker, it gets more noticeable. This spine can roll. I've had a couple of my spines roll. I did this one more or less in order. I usually just jump around and work wherever. I'll just flip to a page. Sometimes I'll work in the front, sometimes in the back, sometimes in the middle. And that will help keep your spine from rolling. It's not a guarantee, but there is kind of a guarantee if you work in something like this and you're adding pages in and you've got stuff like this. So, and then I want to put that, I think, right there. Yeah, working front to back can make the spine roll, which is okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. But if you like, your books to sit up nice on a shelf and look all sweet lined up together, got to keep the spines from rolling. It's not such an issue if you're just like a journaler. But I become a glue journaler. Like I add stuff to my journals now. Look, more image. I used to just journal in a spiral notebook or some other kind of notebook. I prefer bigger books for writing. But then I discovered that a thing called, mixed media, obviously. But people are doing that creative daily journal. And that a lot of people, now this is cardstock. Obviously it's a postcard from out of and it's glossy on both sides. So we're going to have to kind of hold that down for a minute because it's going to want to lift for sure. Especially where it's got the, it has a tendency to lift here where it's got a curve to it. So we're just going to hold that and keep running the edges and the corners and it'll stick. It just takes a minute for the glue to get tacky enough to hold itself down. But yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful New Year's Eve. and that your pets are safe and warm and happy, and all your peeps are safe and warm and happy. I hope 2023 holds lots of awesome, wonderful things for you. I think that it will be so fun. I'm excited to see what the new year has. There's always a little bit of, I think we have a tendency at the end of every year to go, oh, thank God it's over. But I'm also a person who thinks, there's always a little bit of shit every year. Sometimes there's a lot. Like 2020 was kind of a shit year, with the COVID and all that stuff. But I had positives even in that year. So I really try to keep it positive wherever I can. And I don't always get there. Anyone who's been a part of this channel for any length of time, you know that I struggle with depression. That it has gotten the better of me a number of times. Sorry, I need to press that down gently. But my fingers have glue on them. All right, I got a glue stick around here somewhere. There it is. For these little feet, I didn't get any glue on the little feetsies. Just making sure those parts are stuck down. Love that red alarm clock. So fun. And I can't do anything about the lighting at the moment. I'm working on saving up for a better ring light so I don't have to use the overhead light. I know it does cast a glare sometimes, and I apologize for that. And then I think I wanted this at a little jaunty angle like that. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get a little glue on that. The magazine images will wrinkle up a little bit. When the glue dries, that will settle some. I don't worry over much about the wrinkling. Again, this is for me. I'm not selling it. I'm not. And wrinkling is part of collaging, in my opinion. I know that's why a lot of people use like a glue stick, because there's a lot less wrinkling, especially with the thinner magazine pages. But like I said, we live in a very dry environment. For me, glue sticks don't last. But I've seen, Rosemary uses glue stick. I've seen a lot of people. Natasha Treasure Books uses glue stick a lot. Different environments, it's whatever works best, I don't have that much faith in them, but I do love using a glue stick. I gotta admit it. So this is our, let's see, let me get a pen. I got my little dude pen. So this is yesterday, the 31st. So this is day, hold on, I gotta get the pen started. Get this little piece of paper right here. There we go. So we don't scribble all over the journal. So this is day 31st. 2:31. And that is 12/31/22. And then since we got another tab over here, we're going to do this as day. I usually write it someplace different on every page. Day 2/32/1/1/23. So now what will happen is I will leave this sitting open to dry so that it doesn't stick together. And I will cross off those days. I haven't done it on some of these, so I need to go back through the book and figure out which days I've actually done, which is a challenge sometimes. But we've done days 259 and 260. Tomorrow will be day 261. Woo-woo! Moving on to a whole new page. So there we have it. I will let that sit open until it's all the way dry. Then I'll close that up and I'll be back tomorrow with another video for you guys. Let me lift it up just a little bit so you guys can maybe see it without some of the glare. Happy New Year 2023. For a little weirdness, some new friendships, for enjoying the best things in life, whether that's coffee, tea, whatever it is you like, some fun foods. It's all about time, having a little beauty and joy in your life. So that's it for today. I will see you guys for some of the other things we're talking about. I hope that you'll enjoy this new Scraps of Joy series that's coming to you all Patreon levels. A little bit of video content just for you guys. And we're going to have some new fun things this year. We'll be getting back to, instead of piling up a big happy mail and sending it off, the $13 level will be getting their monthly Patreons each month delivered around between the 18th and the 20th. We're going to add in the Boo Crew boxes quarterly. So you'll see those in January, March, April, July, and October. On the 18th of each of those months. I don't know what the other themes are yet, but you will know well in advance. This will be the closest notice you'll have because I was having a hard time deciding. And then I remembered I had a tutorial for a certain type of book, and it has kind of taken off from there. So I will have information for that. That is going to be for Patreons. And the Boo Crew will have other things. There's going to be a level for it. I just haven't decided what it's going to be yet. But it won't be probably any more than the $13 level, where you get a little something towards as a Boo Crew member. Besides the content of, there'll be lives or unlisted lives where we can come in and work on the quarterly box project together. And they'll all kind of be journaling projects. But we might try our hand at other things, some mixed media things or some assemblage things. We'll see how the year goes. I'm open to suggestions. Our first Boo Crew box of the year is going to be Love Gone Wrong, because I have tried my hand at Valentine's the last 3 years, and while the kits have come out fine, it's not my favorite thing. So we're going to go with something a little unconventional this year. And I will have details and more information for you on the 5th. So thank you for sitting with me. If you watched all the way to the end, you are awesome. If you comment Happy New Year 2023, I will get you some entries into this year's year-end giveaway. I did not, for 2023's year, I did not do one. This year, I'm going to put together a few prizes, and I'm going to send them out to the ladies. We had, and this is probably an unkind thing to say, last year's year-end giveaway, I had such a blast, but we had what I call giveaway grubbers. There are people who show up only because there is a giveaway, and then you don't see them for the entire rest of the year, and then you have the year-end giveaway, and there they all again, talking about how much they love your channel, but you never see them. They never comment. They don't even know what you've done all year. So I want to make the giveaway so that they are for the people who are supporting, for the Patreons, for the people who come into the lives and regularly participate, for people who are on the Facebook group and regularly participate. So that's how we're going to do it this year. But you guys will be receiving some gifties over January and February. I'm trying to kind of tailor it to your guys' personalities and interests. So look forward to that. Everybody will get a little something. Thank you guys so much for everything. However you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserves it. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. Warm hugs and hisses and bright blessings to everybody. Bye, 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 bye. The end. See you tomorrow.